Hey Virgo, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for January 9th, 2025. This is for Virgo. Something fell in my lap. Last shuffle for Virgo. Well. Virgo, you got to let go of something here, and you got great gratitude, healing light. Something has to be let go of, and it's time to heal. It's time to be grateful for this situation, maybe release it with love, kind of thing. But it's time to move forward. They're saying that a lot of you, the healing process may be not necessarily gruesome, but very, very emotional. But it's time to take action. Okay, it's time to take advantage of the abundance in front of you. It's time for you to realize and understand that love is all around you. It's everywhere you go. Right? This is not the only thing. This isn't the only person. This isn't the only place. You have to let go of what no longer serves you. You really do. Especially something that is over and done. And you may be telling yourself, no, I can revive it. I can make it happen. I can kickstart it again, right? I can start the engine. I can. They're saying there's nothing there. There's nothing to work on. There's nothing to fix in a situation, and you may still be holding on to it. When something fell, 10 of Pentacles. The healing light. Goodness gracious. There's something about wanting to hold on to a situation because it makes you feel good, or a person that's just like what feels good to be connected to this person. They're saying that, especially if this situation or this relationship is, you feel like you're just comfortable in it, right? And that perhaps to some degree there's resentment in this situation. Like you have to tell yourself to that this is, that you can keep it going. If you have to talk to yourself about this rather than it just naturally happening, naturally flowing, this is what you got to let go of, because they're showing that there is a codependency to it. There's a codependency to kind of uh, feeling like trying to get someone to cooperate with a situation that they're not cooperating with naturally, right? This may be the energy of you having to berate or nag a person to get them to do it. Like, come on, let's go get, do date night on Friday, this, that, and the third. Or it may not be relationship wise, but this could be a job, getting to work, and you're having to remind the manager or the supervisor or the coworkers or your employees or employer or whatever, to get them to get on the ball. They're saying that this situation is not serving you anymore, because now you're not, like, you're not even being honest about the fact that maybe this isn't, there's no working together in this, right? Great gratitude for Six of Swords and the Moon. They're saying that you got to be grateful for the distance that's already in between you and someone else, or a situation. You have to be grateful for the distance and the situation. The angel number 0707 comes out and it speaks about compromise mostly, but they're telling you things that do not compromise with you. If there's a lack of understanding, it's time to move on. They're saying let go of what no longer serves you. Stop holding on to grudges. They don't want you to hold on to any grudges, because that's what I'm seeing: resentment that you're not able to see clearly, especially if you resent this situation. Like, of course, I got to come in here and tell them to do this and that. They're like, walk away, move on from the situation if you have to constantly be in that space. The truth will set you free, because I'm seeing someone who's not being honest with themselves about something. Like, you've gotten very comfortable, complacent, and you need to take action. The color jade, or the plant, or the stone may help to inspire you to take the actions you need to take that would bring healing and peace to you, because you're meant to be healed. You're meant to be honest with yourself. You're not meant to be in a situation that you have to manipulate to get going. Manipulate is not a bad word. I know that it sounds terrible, and so they're so manipulative. It's like, well, here it's basically just applying a method to achieve a desired result. But if you have to apply a method and you have to consciously do that regularly, and you can't just naturally, it's flowing into place, this isn't for you. Your creativity is being stifled. Okay. And if you want to know where your creative flow was or is, they want you to look into your fifth house to see what is being stifled by this situation. And that's a clear indication as well. If you're like, well, I'm not really sure if I'm pushing it or it's just going, or that's just how things go with us, look into your fifth house and see what represents creativity in your space. And if you notice that you're not able to do this, or that whatever is in there is something that it's like, that's a struggle for me to be able to tap into, then you know you're in the wrong place, or you're dealing with the wrong type. Like you're not getting the cooperation, like the real divine cooperation. Status quo is Ten of Pentacles and Page of Cups. So there's people around you that they are habitual breadcrumbers, habitually only doing just enough to keep things going, habitually making promises or over promising on things that they have no capability of delivering on. And so you may see this, especially when it pertains to like commitments, relationships here. They'll hold on to relationships that are breadcrumbing them. This may be an influence on you, that you are dealing with people that are in situations that you're like, I could never, but you're living the version of it, a different version of it in your own life. I've done that before. I vow never to open my mouth and say anything again about anybody's nothing going on. Like, look at that over there, because you don't even realize someone is completely putting you to shame on your end of life. You know, you'd be like, look at that person. They're putting up with this foolishness. And you find out you weren't just putting up with foolishness. It had a cape on it. It was super foolish. It was crazy. And you didn't know it, you know? So I'm just throwing that out here, that you may be dealing with those types of people. You look at them, you're going, they getting breadcrumbed. And you realize when you really take a good look at your life that perhaps you're being breadcrumbed in a different direction. Oh no, my person would never do that, but they do that though. But they do this. Maybe they don't do that, but they do this though. And someone else in your circle wouldn't put up with it. But commitment here with the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups, right? There's a commitment here to there's something about needing to understand another person's point of view. You've got to let go of matching sorrows with another person, getting really comfortable with going, oh, you got hurt that way, well, I got hurt this way, now what? Oh, you lost your dog, well, I lost my cat. Okay. Oh, your grandmother's sick, well, my grandfather's sick, how about that? There's a need to be committed to trying to understand the other person, but really listening to understand and comprehend, not waiting to retort, because everyone's going through something. They want you to know, like, everyone is stardust. We're all going through something, right? It may not be similar, but it's something. And one person may handle something terribly, whereas another person can get more heaped onto them and do an excellent job at maintaining their life, whereas someone else can't handle one small thing. And we're all here struggling through this life trying to figure something out. So they're wanting you to be committed to speaking from the heart, but also listening. They're telling you that you're a bright energy. Colors uplift you. I think that jade would be an uplifting energy that would guide you to take the inspired direction, as inspired actions, rather than holding on to resentments. Because there's something here about tit for tat, lots of tit for tat, lots of, well, I've been sad for this long. Oh, you've been sad? I'm sad. And it's like, that's not a competition I'd want to win. And Spirit is saying that that's definitely not something you want to win, but you may be dealing with someone where that is just the name of the game. And it's mostly because your environment may be inspiring this or influencing, because if you live in a certain area, it's very difficult. Like if you are you're married and then you move to a city, and there's certain places, everything has a vibration. In certain places, based on the name, the numerology of that name, you can actually see an energy in that space, or you'll start to see things happening in a certain way. what I would say here is that for this to be here, you may be in an environment where everyone is very loosely committed and makes a lot of big words and says all of these romantic gestures, but doesn't do anything else to back it up. And so that would be influential, right? Especially, I mean, we all know if you're married and you are surrounded by nothing but single people, they have no idea how to respect a union such as yours. So there may be a lot of things that you're influenced to do that you may not normally have done had you had more married couples or been living in an environment where there are more family oriented, unions and things of that nature, right? Like, oh, you move to a college town with a bunch of clubs and bars. That's not going to work for your marriage. It could, but I'm just saying the influence is prominent here that they're speaking of, just in case. And I'm not really going to harp on marriage so much, or relationships, because this definitely could be coworkers. They're just showing that, or friends. They're saying that if you are struggling to get an understanding, to express your emotions and aim towards a compromise, if there is a problem with this, it's time to move on. It's hard for you to let go of these things, it seems like, right? Because you may still feel like you can make that happen. But moving on, yeah, they're showing that it's like a move on, a real move on. Like once you guys realize that we are not able to reach a common ground, no one comes back. And I don't like that, but just know this. What may stop you is you feel like you will never find anyone or any friends or anyone or a job that loves you as much, or that you won't be able to find this anywhere else, and you will. I mean, that's a super promise, right? You find love everywhere you go. It's all around you. It's everywhere. You don't need one situation that is siphoning your energy when you could go to one that's pouring into you. So you could be dealing with an Aries, a Cancer. We also have a Capricorn and a Virgo, another Virgo or a Taurus, or Pisces or Scorpio. So you could be dealing with a Pisces Aries cusp or an Aries Taurus cusp. But if you're not dealing with those signs, which you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.